Thanks, Chad. Really appreciate that. It's special really to get to share this day with him. It really is. It means a lot to both of us. Chad is really, I hope it happens with all of you with your sons, but we become best friends. And we share something in common, which is coaching, and it's football. And we do talk football at times. And I get to, pick on him and find out what he knows and how he would do this or that. And it's special to be able to share those kind of things. I'll share you a quick story about when he started coaching, all right? We're at Wingate University, and he wants in the worst way to be ball boy. And he's a little guy, he might be 8 years old. And his mom said to him, if you're gonna be ball boy, you better be paying attention down there on that sideline, because it's the first time I see you not paying attention, you're coming back up here and sitting with me. So we let him be ball boy. Well, we're in the course of a game, and I'm standing there on the sideline, and we're starting to work the ball in position, and I'm thinking we need to kick a field goal right here to finish out the half. And it's just about time to send the field goal team in, and somehow he gets my attention. He's standing right here beside me. He's got this big ball in his arm, and he looks up at me and says, "Dad, don't you think it's time to kick a field goal?" So that was the start of his coaching career right there. So we've been connected ever since. I really appreciate, though, to be able the time to share this with Mary Edna and Courtney and Rhett, and to share this time with you. Congratulations to you as well. And it just really means a lot to be able to do this. Rhett, I've got a son-in-law over here that played baseball here at Taylor, and he told me he would have loved to have played baseball with you. So you got a reputation, bud. That's pretty good. It's a great honor and very humbling to be included with so many outstanding coaches, players, supporters of Taylor athletics in the Hall of Fame. And to be in with that group, it is very humbling. When Kyle Gould called me and told me I was selected, I was totally surprised. But thank you to the committee and the selection committee for this honor and give me the chance to be here today to receive this award. This is really, though, this award is really a tribute to the men and the women that were a part of encouraging us here at Taylor, and friends and family. See so many of you today, great chance to look you in the face again, shake your hand, meet you, and give you a smile. It just really means a lot to be able to be here to do that. And but the coaches that we had and the players that we had for the years that they've talked about with this award, 97, 98, and 99, very special group of coaches and a very special group of young men as well. And I'd like to mention some of those that helped us along the way and have ownership in this award that I'm receiving here today. First is Ron Korffmacher. Ron and I coached all 12 years together while I was here. Then Bill Bauer came along, and he was here for 9 years with us. And they're really, really made our Trojan program go. Just to have them at my side is a teamwork approach. The input they had, the things that they did, the responsibilities that they carried, it was fascinating just to work with them. Ron was heading up our recruiting and did a great job. Bill was our defensive coordinator and our strength coach. Both of them very good coaches and had a super love for the game and for our players. And that's what really meant a lot. And then here's the next thing. Both of them were very intentional in developing the spiritual side of our players and really took that to heart. And some of the things we did with team Bible studies, books that we might have looked at and studied together as a team, the team chapel speakers that we had that were so meaningful and so good, and some of you in here shared some of those chapels for us, and we just really appreciated that. But they are two of the best that I have worked with in all my years of coaching. They are super coaches, and they really have a big ownership in this award. And it was really a great pleasure Ron and Bill, to have coached with both of you. Really a great pleasure. We had GAs and student coaches that we relied on during that time. Eric Heyman, who's now the head coach at Olivet Nazarene University, Andy Ankeny, J.J. Alguli, Nate Hill. There's a lot of things I like to say about him, but I don't have time. He told me I only have 8 minutes. Next, I would like to thank Jim Law. Jim Law had an office right next to mine when I moved here. And he's a Hall of Famer, a former head coach. His wisdom and insight helped me in many ways. In times I would ask him things. Old enough, experienced enough. You know, he was one of those guys that had gone far enough around the pot that he could see the handle. And so he's a really good guy to lean on. He had knee replacement just shortly, and couldn't be here today. I've been talking to him, texting him, and I just wish I could have seen him today. 3 administrators I'd like to mention and say thank you to. Jay Kessler, our president at the time, he was very special to work for him at Taylor and under his leadership. Wynn Limbright, who was responsible for athletics as the vice president at that time. Walt Campbell, dean of students. And all 3 of these men, in special ways, behind the scenes, work to support our athletes and athletics in their special responsibilities. I'd like to talk more about that, but I don't have time for that today either. You know, our 96, there's one other person here I was going to mention too, and I forgot. I need to get back to it. Jeff Adamson. Jeff's here with his white candy. Jeff's the head football coach at Eastbrook, and Chad played for him. And we really loved how he coached our son. Man, it was special. And he's still doing it and still having great success. And I get to look on my phone about every week or every other week, and I'm checking out his scores and seeing how he's doing. He's having a great year. And I hope this is the year you win that state championship. But we recruited some very good athletes from his program. Justin Heth, John Limbright, Todd Bragg, Justin Harrison, of course Chad, and they all contributed to our program here at Taylor in great ways. We started going to the same church together. Our wives worked together as nurses, and we really a great friendship developed, and we really appreciate that. So Jeff, thanks for your support and your friendship. And of course the offense that he's running, had a great love for that. And we shared talking about football, and that's another thing that brought us into a bond as well. You know, our 96 season was a tough season. It was a 1-9 year. And the class that graduated in 99, that was their freshman year. And they got to experience a 1-9. After that season was over, I saw the potential that they had as players, and that was really a good recruiting class that Ron had a great contribution toward. I knew we needed to make some changes. Hired Bill Bauer, and he became our defensive coordinator. We installed a 4-3 defense, decided to run the option, and to go to that as our offense. I thought we had the personnel that really fit them. I went to West Point, spent a whole week at spring practice, breaking down their scheme, learning their scheme. We came back, put it in that spring season, and in 97, we had a 7-3 record. Finished ranked number 24 in the country. Went from a 1-9 to a 7-3. The biggest turnaround in college, one of the biggest turnarounds in college football that year, which is a great tribute to our coaches and to those players and how they responded to our coaching and how they went to work and what they got done. In 98, we were 8-2, conference champs, number 7 in national ranking, made the playoffs, had a great trip to California to play Azusa Pacific in the playoffs. They beat us by a field goal at the end of the game. They went on to win the national championship that year. So we played the national championships to within 3 points that year. In 99, we went 10-2, and like Eric said, best year in Taylor football history with a 10-2 season, first year that Taylor football had ever won 10 games in a season. Co-champs of the league, finished nationally ranked at number 5. All 10 weeks we were ranked in the top 10. And really a tribute to our guys and how they played and what they did. Many accomplishments that I can't mention now, many individual accomplishments. It was just a super year. Off of those 3 years and out of that senior class, those teams produced 3 Taylor University Football Hall of Fame inductees. John Jenkins, a quarterback. Well, I got to get this off here somehow. I forgot to do it. Oh, man. But off of those teams, we had three guys that are now in the Hall of Fame. John Jenkins is a quarterback. He's an all-time leader in total yards for a player at Taylor University with over 7,500 yards. So he could run the option, he could throw it. Very good athlete and a very good leader. Justin Heth, who's here today. Great to see you, Justin. Hard worker, studied the game, developed himself. I think he came in here about 6'4", 180 pounds, and senior year he was like 6'5", about what, 245? You said 235, something like that. So he really grew and developed, and to be a 2-time All-American from where he was when he came in to finish that way, it's pretty neat to watch young men, especially in a sport like football, come in at 18 years old, 17, 18, and by the time they're 20, 21, in a super weight program like Bill had going on, and to see their development and how it really adds to their game to be a successful athlete. Justin's nickname is Crazy. I could tell you some stories, but I don't have time. I wish I could. Quinn Hershey is here today, a running back that also went into the Hall of Fame. The flex bone offense was great for him. He is the 2nd all-time leading rusher in Taylor football history. 2 to 3 days after being on campus in our football camp, he wanted to go home. Called his dad, I'm coming home. His dad said, no, you're staying, because the reasons that you wanted to go are still the same. Tough love from a dad. I was talking to him about it today, and he's so thankful that his dad made him stay because of all the things he has experienced here at Taylor and what he's got going on in his life because of his experience here. And you mentioned it already, Eric, the trip that we took to Europe with our guys, to Austria, to Czech Republic, to Germany, played 2 games, had a great couple weeks, 2 weeks of ministry and presenting the gospel and doing it all through football and all the activities we were involved in. One event I remember especially, 32 young people came forward to accept Christ after a witness and testimony. Really neat to see that with our guys. Now today, very satisfying. See where Chad gets some of it? It's very satisfying to see and hear about the careers that our guys are in and what they're doing and what they're accomplishing, and so many of them in ministry. The last Taylor magazine, Anwar Smith, the article that he wrote, it's fantastic. If you haven't read it, go back and read it. It's one of those things we used to say together as a football team before every game. He's in ministry. He ended up marrying Chad and Megan. And the other things, we got another player that's in London in missions, ministering to Bangladesh people, and has a missions there. I could just go on and on with the stories, but I just don't have time to do that either. But it is, and these EMAT relationships that they have, EMAT stands for Every Man a Trojan. And as these guys got connected, they're still connected today. I know Chad's group, about 14 to 16, 18 of them every summer get together for one weekend and share some great special time together because of what happened to them and what they experienced together at Taylor. Athletics does something, I know Mary Edna, you've said it, so many things that it does in a young person's life and how it grows them and develops them and the life skills that they learn. And if we can do it from a Christian perspective, man, it's even a greater thing. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity to be here, and thankful to God for bringing me here and our family here. It's been very rewarding for those 12 years. All three of our kids have graduated from here, and we're so thankful for that. Last, I'd like to thank my wife, Diane, and she's not here today. I'm only here today because of Diane. Man, what a great support she's been, her great love that she's given. I like to say we've been a great couple together, and we've really accomplished a lot together. But she's really been a great support. If there was a Hall of Fame for coaches' wives, she's a unanimous inductee. And if they ever have one of those, she's going to be in it. She's been a great mom to our three kids. Like Chad said, for 37 years, she didn't miss a game. And she made us a football family. That's what we did in the Falls on Saturday. Mindy and Brittany are here today, our daughters and their mates. They are my biggest cheerleaders, and I appreciate them so much. Through our three kids, we got 6 great grandkids and maybe some more on the way at some point in time. But we've been really blessed. Diane is Diane's not here today. No pressure. Diane's not here today because of health issues. Since 2010, she's had 3 heart surgeries, 2 of them open heart, 2 of them at Cleveland Clinic. And with where she is right now, we have an appointment October 22nd, 2 weeks from yesterday, to be back at Cleveland Clinic for an evaluation. So as you think of her, October 22nd, say a prayer for her, would you? And hopefully we get some good answers. Very special to be back here today. And thank you again for this award. May God bless each of you richly in all you do. It's good to see so many of you and to reconnect again. So thanks to all of you, and God bless you.